Last time on Star Trek The Next Generation.
But I got better crap to do, like playing more Japanese games.
And now, the conclusion.
When we last met, I was gripping a game called Odin Sphere. It's a game that, up until recently, I'd never heard of. But I have a friend who is aware of my video habits, and he was just a little too eager to let me borrow the game. Honestly, I don't know why. Now I know why!
Well, a title screen with a woman singing and a piano in the background. That's pretty Japanese to me. When I started playing Odin Sphere, I was ready to dive in face first to see why my friend was shoving this game into my hand and kicking me out of his door so I could get home and start playing it sooner. So you can probably understand why I was a little weirded out when I saw a little girl, a book, and her cat Crookshanks. To begin, oh wait, no. Crookshanks is an orange cat. Okay, sorry, false alarm. To begin, you have to make the girl pick up the book and start reading it, even though the book looks like it weighs twice as much as her. Now we get into the actual game, and it looks like we're joining a battle already in progress. And I'm not going to explain their conflict, whatever, it's two fantasy kingdoms without guns, and they fightin'! We soon catch up with the main character Gwendolyn, who is a girl warrior, and she finds her sister girl warrior dying in battle. At this point in the game, I was slowly beginning to understand that the entire game is going to be 2D. And I'm okay with that because it looks like it's going to work. And don't worry, I'm not going to fag out on you guys talking about how beautiful the game is or how it has wonderful art direction. I will say that it appears to be hand-drawn, and it's very much akin to Donkey Kong Country in that you can make anything look good as long as everything's pre-rendered. Oh, that takes me back to the old argument of the Nintendo 64 having better graphics than the PlayStation, but nobody could really tell. Anyway, let's look at combat. I've gone from 3 buttons doing a modest amount of combos, to 2 buttons doing an infinite number of combos, to 1 button, 1 combo, and that same button blocks. Furthermore, after a short test of the blocking functionality, I can tell you that I'm never gonna block in this game. Which effortlessly leads me to my next point. Remember how I said I borrowed this game from a friend? Well, I don't think we're friends anymore. Because this game is fucking hard! There is so much crap always flying at you, which has to be monitored at the top part of the screen because your character is so big she takes up most of the rest. And you can't even button mash because after a few swings she's gotta take a breather. I spent about an hour getting killed by this first dragon boss and I was completely ready to quit, but thankfully I remembered that I could actually just run completely around the world and hit him from his back. Now, it was at this point in the game that I started to come across some familiar traits. Women not wearing armor, strategic battling, the absolute need to level up, unrealistic physics, and the save screen font is suspiciously similar to Tales of Symphonia. Oh, I'm playing a JRPG and I didn't even know it! I can't fault the game for what it is because that's just what JRPGs do. Now that I know I'm not playing a hack and slash, I can actually have some fun. So we go forth and win the unwinnable battle. The next cutscene shows Gwendolyn's father, King Odin. Damn, that guy's huge! Was after this magical cauldron. But to activate the cauldron, we gotta run into the forest and find some witch. As we enter the forest, the tutorials start to ramp up. How do I heal myself? How do I gain experience? Both of those tasks are achieved through eating. Check this out. In the middle of battle, you can plant stuff, and then the souls of the dead assailants go into the ground and grow your fruit. But don't leave it on the vine too long, it might get over-ripened. Wow, that's just awesome. Oh, and check it out, there's a fruit called Muggle. I guess I can show those fireworks after all. The only thing I find puzzling is, if you're only eating fruit, wouldn't you lose some health points when you had to run behind the bushes and crap your guts out? As we're learning to grow stuff and make different potions, someone was determined to ruin our good time, but only giving the main character 16 item slots. You know, this is how controllers get broken. Only 16 item slots, cut us some frickin' slack. I was playing Tales of Symphonia for a good 20 hours before I had to throw stuff into the recycling bin. At the end of the forest boss battle, King Odin comes around. Man, that guy's huge. And it's exposed that the witch is actually Gwendolyn's other sister. Oh, you're gonna have to excuse me. I had to recover from how fucking original that plot twist was. To me, the real mystery is, how could he do it with any broad and not kill her in the process? Alright, I might be complaining, but don't get me wrong, I'm really liking Odin Sphere. You see, when I play a game, I usually take notes and write whatever I'm feeling at the time, and then I play through it again to record the video game footage. On my second time around, I knew what was coming, and to avoid frustration, I just played every world like 15 times to gain experience and level up. By the time I reached the snow world, I was already at level 20, and I was so rich that I bought the Iceproof charm with no gold down and 0 payments for 18 months. And herein lies a problem. I'm playing a JRPG. I don't want to dedicate 40 hours to a 5-minute segment. So let me just say this. Odin Sphere is so good, it makes me wish I didn't like editing videos so much. Futurestorm has informed me that this adventure is terribly inadequate. Later on, you get to play as different characters at different points in time, and they do in fact have guns. The furthest I got was when Gwendolyn was stripped of her warrior status, and she had to dedicate her life to a man and bear his children. Huh? Now that's my kind of gal. The last thing I looked at was the price of these bags. You know, the ones that would allow me to carry more than 16 items. A pouchette will hold 3 items, a small bag will hold 5 items, and a bag will hold 6 items. Now let's do some math here. 10 gold divided by the capacity of 3 means you're paying a little over 3 gold for each compartment. 30 divided by 5 is 6 gold per capacity, and 50 divided by 6 is a little over 8 for each capacity. Wait, the unit prices are backwards! You retarded puka! That's not how you get people to spend more money! I'm not making this crap up. Let's look at it again. What?
Sadly, we have to leave Odin Sphere in the dust, and in its place is Miramas of the Demon Blade for the Wii. Now, since I stay on the periph of Japanese games, it's only through other people that I found out that this is Vanillaware's spiritual sequel to Odin Sphere. And if it has the same production value, well, then it's a third-party Wii game that I'm actually excited to play.
Whoa. Silent but deadly. You know, like a ninja. I might as well let you guys know right now that I didn't waste very much time with Miramas of the Demon Blade for reasons that will become evident very soon. But I'm looking at the back of the case and there is one saving grace.
Wait. What this is saying is, I don't have to play with a Wii remote? Well, then I'm not going to. In its place, I'll be using a Wavebird controller. It's a GameCube controller that, compared to a Wii remote, has a battery life of infinity.
Miramas of the Demon Blade isn't really a JRPG, it's just J. As if the music didn't make that apparent enough, starting a new game is a bit unnerving. What? I don't know what I'm reading! Anyway, the tutorial was incredibly promising. There's a wide variety of combos that you use with your weapons, all in a very kick-ass fashion, I'll have you know. I didn't like it so much when I found out that you could break your weapons in this game. Didn't we all know that was a bad idea after Dark Cloud? Then you're unleashed upon the world to hack your enemies to bits. I thought about this for a while, and I'd say that this game is a lot like Metal Slug. That is, if Metal Slug was set in feudal Japan. At the end of all the slicing and dicing is the first boss, and this is where we find out that everything is spoken in Japanese. I was quite angry when I found out that there's no option for English, but I had to be philosophical about it. I listened to the gibberish in the Legend of Zelda games, and I liked those, so I have no beef here. The boss fight? Bloody good time. I can button mash all I want. Afterward, well, they want you to go back the same way that you came. But think about this. You just killed everybody from over there. So you're gonna be running for 5 minutes. Nothing else. Running! For 5 minutes! True, eventually you'll come across some land that you haven't been to, and you'll find a bunch of ninjas, and then the boss, and then you'll run back the same way that you came for another 5 minutes! And when you're not running, you're entering buildings that are sometimes just empty. You can't even plant your food anymore. Well, you could go to a sushi shop. Oh, who wants to go to a sushi shop? You got plenty of egg rolls in your backpack. Plus, it makes me wish I was actually at a sushi shop. There's just so much running. Pretty soon, I just quit and played as the chick to see if anything was different. Oh, it was. It was only worse. I don't know, maybe I missed something. Maybe the Ocarina of Time is out there in one of those open fields. If so, that's just like pushing the back button to switch weapons in Bayonetta. If the game did a piss poor job of informing me of this, then it's not entirely my fault. How should I even word this? Miramas of the Demon Blade. Some good, a whole lot of suck. Do I plan to play the rest of the game? No, the intro did not hook me. I refuse to bow to your whim. I refuse to continue this insult. I refuse to let you control my life. Oboro Muramasa, Saku watashi no Kogen.